I bet many of you don't know what I'm going to tell you today. I'm prompted to do this because of the questions I've been getting from some ladies, but we'll get to that later. Many of you don't know that I was a group fitness instructor and how I got into it. I got into group fitness instruction way back in 1984, just before the 1984 Mr. Olympia. I owned a gym in Barbados, and the girls used to be asking about aerobics. And I had someone doing the group fitness classes. They called them aerobics. And I decided, well, with everything, with what little I know, I can do these classes much better. So I dressed up in my tights and my t-shirt, green style, and I did group fitness exercises, group training. I started by teaching them how to move properly, how to hold weights properly, how to lunge properly, and things like that. And I started putting those exercises together for the group in sets like we would do as bodybuilders. Then I added a little music, and the rest is history. This came naturally to me because I think bodybuilders know a lot about movement, and I added that movement and that knowledge to my movements to explain as I was doing it. So the first session had about 12 people or so. The next day I couldn't open it, I couldn't get people in my room. My room was set to hold about 38, 40 people, and it was overcrowded. So it grew from there. Because in Barbados, it doesn't take long for news to get around. And from there on, I think the media people took interest. And I was asked to do a group exercise program on the national TV network there. I did that for a little while, but in the meantime, I explained what I was doing and why and stuff like that. And the people loved it. And in 1984, I got into politics, and 2 years later, 3 years later, I left for Newfoundland. It's 1989. It was after my last professional competition in Germany, I think it was. So in 1989, 1990, I left Barbados. I failed in my bid to become an elected official. So I went to Newfoundland to help a guy. He'd asked me to come and help him. He'd gotten fallen sick. Help him run his gym. And I started out by doing normal personal training. And then I saw what was going on. I decided, look, I can do the group exercise lesson myself. And everybody laughed. Big muscle guy can't do any group exercises. So I did one session. And like everything else, I did one session one evening about 5. The next morning for the next session, the gym was packed. He had nowhere to put the people. And it was so astonishing to me. And it stayed like that, and it bubbled over, and I stayed in group exercises. I moved from Newfoundland. Before I even left Newfoundland, I trained the Newfoundland and Labrador group aerobic team. And they went to Toronto and captured a silver medal, I think. And then I came to Montreal. And I started doing group exercise here as well. I went to see a guy at a gym called Planet Muscle. It's now closed. And it starts the same way. This big muscle guy wants to do aerobics. So I started by doing one session, one evening at 5. The next evening at 5, they had nowhere to put the people. It was too full. And it has always been like that, my group exercising days. And all the way to Gold Gym. I used to work at Gold Gym. So I started doing group exercises at Gold Gym. I was the master trainer. And the classes became so packed, so popular. It was a scramble to get in. Some people would come in an hour before and sit on the step so that they can have a place. And so one of the ladies or a couple of the clients recommended to management that we have a paid group session. I hesitated because at that time, nowhere in Canada did I know that anybody did a paid session to go to a group exercise class. And we reluctantly started it. But that class became also so full that, sometimes the free class had less clients than the paid one. It was astonishing to see, and it was astonishing to experience. Quite an experience. I felt quite flattered and quite humble, and still do today. But that is part of my history as a group fitness instructor. I used to do group training with dumbbells and stuff. And like I said, bodybuilders possess the knowledge that the exercise teachers at the time had no. They thought that doing an exercise class was jumping up and down and counting loudly to the top of their voices. That was not it at all. So I changed the whole dynamic. And out of those group fitness classes came many clients. I was quite humbled by it. So that is sort of a brief history of how I got into group fitness exercising, group fitness coaching. And I did it in Japan, Australia, Germany, Jamaica, Barbados, Canada, British Columbia, Newfoundland. I did it all over as a bodybuilder. And I think, I don't hope I'm not too late now, but I think that most bodybuilders, as long as they understand how muscles work, should get into group fitness training, because the other coaches, I hesitate to say, and it hurts me to say, don't know much about physical movement. It'll be a good thing for bodybuilders to consider. How is that?